So, if your resume happens to have any of these words, well, let it rest in peace because you just killed it. So, in this video, I want to talk about the obvious words and the givens on many people's resumes, starting with why they impact your resume, and also give you a list of 10 obvious words and givens you should probably remove from your resume, and some other resume writing tips. And if you're also wondering how I used ChatGPT to write a resume or CV, I have a whole video on that. I'm a professor job offer, and I've spent the last 10 years with a number of Forbes Global 2000 companies and have helped people land interviews and offers at many different companies. And I want to share my tips and tricks with you. So, starting off with why obvious and given words impact your resume, why they kill it. So let me illustrate with an example here. Like hard worker or hardworking. It's obvious that somebody applying for the job is hardworking or has great work ethics. Well, if everybody has it and everybody says this on their resume, it doesn't really help to differentiate between the candidates. It's pretty vague. So in the end, it just ends up wasting some space and it doesn't add much value. So what do you do? How do you demonstrate that you are hardworking and you have great work ethics? So I'm going to show you how you can make an improvement here. So if you want to, if you currently have a bullet point that looks something like this, like hardworking and always go the extra mile, which is a great trait. However, this is very vague. It doesn't really contain any meaning. We're actually going to update this by adding some details and quantify it. Quantifying means to add numbers to it, and this will actually demonstrate how somebody is hardworking and that you go an extra mile. So a new bullet point would look something like, starting with an action verb, volunteered to take on additional responsibilities during the year end. Great, and we're going to add numbers. And that saved $35,000 in outsourcing costs. This shows that you went the extra mile, you took on additional work, and in the end, that also saved the company some money. So just a quick recap here. This is part 3 of the series. Part 1 and 2 talks about vague and cliche words. But if you have any words that I'm about to show you, which are obvious or given, do remove them or update them because they add no value. And if you missed the other parts, part 2 talks about cliche words like fast learner or self-motivated. Like, what does that mean? And how to make an improvement with those words as well. So let's move on to the list of obvious words and givens. Here's a total of 10 of them that I'm going to give you in this video. Starting off with the most obvious, good communicator or great communicator. Yeah, this is pretty much on every single job posting that's out there for the professional job postings. Well, instead of saying a great communicator, you need to add details. How are you great at communicating? Do you lead discussions? Do you present? How many people have you presented in front of? And that's how you demonstrate that. How about this one? Punctual or timely. Well, being punctual is obvious that you have to come to work on time. The same thing with this. We demonstrate this not just by saying I'm punctual, but by adding some details to have a little story that goes along with it on your resume. And then the team player, teamwork, also a very obvious trait that's on pretty much every job posting out there these days. Instead of saying I'm a team player or I have lots of experience working in a team, we want to add details. What's the size of the teams that you've worked with? How have you led any kind of teams? What has your team achieved, and how do you quantify that? And if you're also wondering about many other action verbs that you can actually use instead of teamwork or team player, you can use some of these words. And yeah, that'll help to actually make your resume stand out more rather than using the highly used words like teamwork. And I have another video that actually illustrates line by line exactly how to choose the action verb to create bullet points like this. So your resume, the job work experience section looks like this. And do feel free to go check out that video if you're not sure how to start using action verbs on your resume. Okay, another very obvious resume words that are tend to be overused is problem solving skills. It's a great skill to have, but we want to demonstrate this, okay, as a result of your creative thinking or from your problem solving skills. What have you achieved? Well, how much money did you guys save, or how much money did you make more, or how did you improve the work efficiency? And this is the one that I've mentioned before. Same thing, strong work ethics, hardworking. Try to add some details and add numbers as well. And another obvious one is honest or sincere, genuine. Yes, companies would want honest, sincere, and genuine people, but putting that on your resume doesn't demonstrate that you're honest, sincere, or genuine. If you can think of times that you can demonstrate your sincerity or your honesty, then try to add that on your resume as well. And how about this one? Work well under pressure. Many job descriptions, job postings will require this of applicants. Well, how do you demonstrate that you've worked well under pressure? Did you perhaps, yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure you'll have some experiences where you have demonstrated working well under pressure. How about this one? Great at multitasking. Yeah, well, it's obvious that, especially in a busy work environment, that you possess skills in multitasking. Well, how are you going to demonstrate that? Did you juggle multiple projects at the same time? That would be one example. Oh, this one, innovative. We see this word a lot on the job descriptions these days. Creative or inventive. Same thing here. Let's try to add some details and demonstrate how I'm innovative, how my ideas are creative, how this inventive solution that I've suggested helped to improve the processes in the organizations. Okay, there's another one, salary negotiable. Look, this it's pretty obvious. Yeah. So you don't really need to write this on your resume. Your salary is going to be negotiable, or it's either going to be like you take it or leave it. So there's no point putting this on your resume. So lastly, going to end this video with some other resume writing tips. If you have a great looking resume, but you're wondering why, if your resume keeps getting rejected, I have a video that highlights like 20 different reasons on why resumes get rejected. Go check that out. And if you're not sure where to start and how to format resumes, I teach you how to format that in exactly about 5 minutes using Microsoft Word. So it's not, not too challenging. And if also you might have like Googled online and you tried to look for many different resume action verbs and you found like a list of hundreds. Well, I have a document where I categorized each of them as per the skills, and there's over 400 action verbs on there. And I put the download link in the description, which is on the Google Drive. It's completely free and it always will be. So you can use that resource to update your resume and make it fancy. Well, that's it for today's video. I'm Professor Job Offer, and good luck with your job hunting.